What's going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another Smite video, and we are doing the patch notes for patch 3.5, which is, 3.15, which is called Under the Sea. We got actually quite a bit of new god skins. We have the Erlang Shin Masteries as expected, as well as a Kukulkan skin called Quetzalcoatl? I don't know. Kind of like your typical Mayan skin. They give him a little more Mayan feel. You have Lord of the Amazon Habwa, which is basically take Kabrakan and put water under him. That's like exactly what he looks like. He looks like Kabrakan. Get Sir Freya, which is part of the Smite Summer thing, as well as Sea Maiden Medusa. So those are the skins that come out. You can see the pictures in them in the patch notes. I will link them in the description as always. Like I said, Erlang Shin Masters. We got a couple new achievements for Bacchus, Sobek, Terra, all those. New content added for the summer thing, like I explained. The Freya, we get the Olympian music theme, and then Sea Maiden. So that's going to be some miscellaneous things. Decreased respawn timers for duels, so apparently those were too high, and now they're getting decreased a little bit more. So auto skill and auto items option for training map will now be available. They will remain locked, but allow new users to see what those options do. Achievements are now sorted by completed and then by alphabetical name, so that's something new as well. These are just kind of little things. I never really go over these, but some people might want them, so we will go over them. And 3.15, the retuning parameters based on several weeks of research, processing large sets of our match history. Initially it was too low, and we adjusted moving forward and split the parameters. Okay, yeah. I think this is just kind of like really miscellaneous stuff no one really wants to know. Enchanted Spear. We're going to the items. Enchanted Spear reduces the cost from 1,700 to 1,550 gold. So I believe that's part of the Spear of Magnus. I think that's like the second item, so that gets reduced. And Spear of Magnus power gets a buff from 40 to 50, so we're going to see that. I use that on my Kukulkan a lot, so that'll be nice. A little more pen on him. New item in the game. Seems really freaking good, especially for the price. It's called Poison Star. It's a new crit item. It only costs 2,000 gold as well, so keep that in mind. Really cheap. Usually crit items are pretty expensive. This is 2,000. Gives you 30 physical power, which is, for a crit, that's meh, but 30 physical power is good. Also gives you a 15% crit, which is nice, so it's not 20% like most, 15, but the passive. Whenever you crit an enemy, it weakens them with poison, slowing them by 20%, and reducing all damage they output by 20%. That's crazy. For 2,000 gold? I mean, come on, I don't know about that. I'm thinking a nerf in the future to make that like a good 2,700. Arachne gets a change on her webs. It would fix an issue where the web would stack in unintended ways. So I guess if you throw it out twice in the same spot, 4 of them would come out, maybe. Maybe that was an issue, I never know. I never had that problem when I jungle with her. Fafnir. Fafnir gets a little bit of a nerf. His dragon protection debuff on Curse Strength is down. It used to go from 20 to 40%, and now it's just a flat 20% at every single rank. Geb gets some buffs. The starting damage scaling on his rollout goes up from 50 to 20, and his Cataclysm stun used to go from 1 second to 1.8. Now it goes from 1.6 to 2, so it's higher and more balanced at all times as well, or more similar. It's not a big range. Kukulkan gets a little bit of a fixed issue. Sometimes his whirlwind went tick for all 12 times when they stood in it. That's fixed. That's who really stands in Kukulkan's whirlwind for the whole 12 ticks, so I don't see why that was ever an issue. Ratatasker updates the tooltip to probably reflect the increased landing radius if he jumps all 3 times, so I guess that was an issue. Again, I never really noticed it with him, but I don't know. And Sobek gets an issue fix where his high C skin was missing some VGS audio. I don't use Sobek, so never really noticed that either, but those are some fixes. If you guys like the fixes and the miscellaneous, me going over those as well, I can't always do that. We're going to do that for this video since there's not a lot on here to see how it really plays out. Susano, getting some much needed nerfs. Not to damage this time. His jet stream, the range from it is reduced from 55 to 45, and the cooldown on it used to go from 17 and would reduce all the way to 13 seconds as you upgraded it, and now it's just a flat 16 at all ranks. 16-second cooldown, and the range is reduced, so nerf there to Susano. Terra gets a buff. A buff that I've been saying, I actually said it in this gameplay here, as you see here. Terra 2 OP, we finished off really strong in this game. I think we were in like every kill but like a couple. It's pretty crazy. Her passive added bonus damage equal to 7 plus 10% of her magical power to to Terra's basic attacks while Standing Stones is active. So if you have Standing Stones up, before it would be like a built-in Frostbound. Still does that, but now you get 7 extra damage per hit, plus 10% of magic power. Terra doesn't hit hard, or you're not going to build a lot of magic power on her, so it's not going to be noticeable, but it's a little something on her passive. And her Crushing Earth gets a buff. Well, it gets a fix and a buff. Fix this ability, stunning players who were running or strafing into the walls from the outside. I have noticed that. I've stunned people who were on the outside of it, and which is really stupid because it defeats the whole purpose. So that's fixed. And fix the ability where players were getting blocked before the walls were actually visible. I never got that issue, so... the casting time, this is the nerf I really wanted, is reduced from 1.1 second to 0.7 seconds. You see here I put it up. It just takes a really long time for it to actually come up, so I think reducing that is going to be nice. Even though it's only by 0.4 seconds, that's going to be really noticeable for that. Because I've missed them just by an inch every now and then. Uller next. Ull gets a buff on Bladed Arrow. A nice buff. His lane clear is going to be even better. Compete with Neath on that lane clear. Scaling on his Bladed Arrow used to be 70 to 270. Now it goes 90 to 290. So it's just increased power by 20 on every single rank. Xbalanque gets an issue fix, where he could sometimes get stuck at a state where he can no longer fire abilities or basic attacks. Never had that issue. Interesting. Play Xbalanque sometimes. And that is it for the Smite patch 3.15. Like I said, a very, very, very small patch. We got a little buff to Terra, some nerf to Susano, some buff to Xbalanque, little buff to Geb, not much. Actually, his ult's a nice buff. Some nerfs to Fafnir as well. And a new item. The new item's going to be very good. I kind of want to put that on like a Mercury. That'll be a really nice stack, like full crit Mercury. Wow. I might have to try that. And Spear of Magnus gets a little buff. Other than that, we get the new skins. We're finishing up the Smite Summer League, or not Summer League, the Smite Summer of Smite 2016. So those are finally all out. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. As always, the link will be in the description, so you can check out the pictures of the skins if you want to listen to the VGS or anything like that, or read it yourself. That'll be in there. As well as social media links, where you should definitely follow me on Twitch, if nothing else, because I try to stream every night, especially Smite. Sometimes I do Warframe and any other things, but I play a lot of Smite on there, so follow me on that. And as always, guys, thank you for the support, and I'll see you again soon.